Good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are. And now the good news. I'm so excited to be with you tonight. Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Reverend Barbara Jean, and I am thrilled to be here and to lead this show this evening. So, we're going to start off with some psychedelic, whatever. Psychedelic mushrooms reduced human cellular aging by 57% and increased the lifespan in mice by 30%. Interesting. Researchers have discovered that the active compound in psychedelic mushrooms can extend lifespan and reduce cellular aging by 50% in human cells and 30% in elderly mice. The experiments reveal another potential therapeutic use of the compound called psilocybin, which has already been studied as a treatment for a myriad of other conditions. The team from Emory University are calling it the first ever long-term study evaluating the systemic effects of psilocybin in aged mice. The animals were the equivalent of 60 to 65 in biological human years and exhibited hair loss and graying, as well as reduced physical activity. The mice were dosed with psilocin, the active ingredient in psilocybin, that appears once the latter is broken down during digestion. The mice received a low level at first and eventually with a higher dose of 15 milligrams once a month for 10 months. Within the first 3 months, the mice receiving the psilocybin exhibited signs of youth, including fewer instances of graying and hair loss, including a reversal of these symptoms, and a general improvement in physical activity. By trial's end, the mice had received psilocybin had a 30% increased lifespan on average through the control group. To date, more than 150 clinical studies have been completed or are ongoing for examining psilocybin in the treatment of various clinical conditions, including anxiety, depression, addiction, neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, chronic physical pain, and more. Wow, sounds like we need to check out this incredible little mushroom. Mushrooms are interesting, really they really can do marvelous things. All right, so here's a really endearing story that could have gone so wrong. A drowning foal rescued by canoers hitches a river ride back to its mama. As two women were enjoying canoeing down an Alberta river, they had no idea they would have the chance to save a life. The sun was out, the water was glistening, the birds were singing. But the idyllic drift down the Kananaskis River was interrupted when a horse waded into the water under a highway bridge and abruptly blocked their course. Looking to their right, they realized what the horse was after. A foal was seemingly trapped in deep water against the concrete side of a bridge support. Anna Gleig and Ava Haddad, both students at the U of C, University of Calgary, environmental science program, decided to lend a hoof to the stranded foal who could only just keep its head above the water. Paddling toward the bank on the other side of the river, the two scared the mother horse away, which at least made things a little safer. Gleig, a former lifeguard, led the rescue effort as the two swam over to the animal. Gleig supported it while Haddad paddled and pushed. He didn't fight back against us. He just let us take him, so that worked out really well. Somehow, they managed to get the 90-pound foal back on the bank, but there was another problem. His mother had run off. They waited there in the midday sun from a safe distance, expecting the foal's mother would come back to look for it, but she didn't. At times, they considered leaving the foal, but every time they paddled away, it would wade back out in the water and require rescuing again. Eventually, they just put him in the boat and decided to paddle on to see if they could find help. I ended up putting my life jacket on him and picking him up and putting him in the boat with us. And miraculously, somehow, he was calm enough and was okay with being in the boat. He took a little nap there because he was just so tired. Aw. After about 20 minutes, the paddlers were able to get a hold of someone from a First Nations community who knew exactly which horse the foal belonged to. The man loaded the foal into his pickup truck, and before the day was out, the two women received confirmation the animal had been reunited with his mother. How sweet is that? You know what I love about this show the most is that there's always these incredible human beings who will go out of their way to do the most incredible acts of heroism. And I mean, this little foal is alive today because of these two women. Yay! Kananaskis River, that's close to where I used to live many years ago. Okay, here's a very cute story. This is hilarious. This cat walks to school daily and unites a Scottish community vote for him for UK National Cat Award. An affectionate cat named Kiki never misses a day of school. Every morning, even if she's sleeping or only half awake, the Scottish cat can sense when her housemate, 10-year-old Sunny, is getting ready for school. Then the spotted white cat will walk with Sunny and his classmates to school in Glasgow, Scotland, wait on the playground during the day, and then walk the students home once school concludes. Kiki's daily devotion has made her an unofficial mascot for the school. A head teacher recognized the feline for her 100% attendance record, and now Kiki has been nominated for a UK National Cat Award. She's brought a lot of joy to the children's staff and school community, Kiki's owner, 51-year-old Michelle Scott. She's given the teachers an opportunity to teach children how to treat cats and respect them. Sonny chose Kiki from among a litter of cats for his 8th birthday gift, and the bond between the boy and his cat became a love fest. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. I'll tell you, it's so sweet to see some of these animals and the way they are with their owners. It's quite remarkable. All right, well, this is for me. Walking slightly faster can help seniors stay active longer. Plus, it's an easy way to measure steps per minute. Okay. Walking just slightly faster helps older people stay active for longer and stave off frailty. Taking just 14 steps per minute, more than their usual pace, led to meaningful improvements in physical well being for seniors who were frail or at risk of becoming frail, according to new findings. The research team explained that frailty is a medically defined condition in older people that increases vulnerability to everyday stresses, leading to the higher risk of falls, hospitalization, and loss of independence. Warning signs of frailty include unintentional weight loss, moving slowly, feeling weak, persistent tiredness, and low levels of physical activity. Because most of these signs have a direct link to how active someone is, scientists say walking is a particularly effective way for older people to improve their overall health and quality of life and maintain their independence longer. Yes, we want to be independent. Well, on that note, let us take a short commercial break. You're watching The Good News here on the New Thought Media Network, and we'll be back in just a moment. So please don't go away. More news to come.
New Thought Media Network proudly presents It's All Love, Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. Eastern, with Laura Mock as the presence of love, Maria Hartman, knowing truth, Wendy Wilson as the quality of presence, and Lara Brzezinski as the essence of joy. It's all love, a space where we open into the heart, tap into the soul's deep wisdom, and enter into the energy of love, truth, presence, and joy. It's all love, Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. Eastern.
New Thought Media Network proudly presents The Global Heart of Peace's Peace Party. Celebrate the many paths to peace. Explore an exciting life of peace. Embody joyous peace. Come to our weekly Peace Party, Mondays at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on New Thought Media Network. www.ntmedia.org.
And we're back. Well, here's a story that is interesting. It's amazing what you can train dogs to do. I'm absolutely astounded by their brilliance. A real world trial at Virginia Tech has shown that ordinary dogs and their owners can help combat a major invasive insect species from taking hold in their communities. The spotted lanternfly, native to Asia, was first detected in Pennsylvania in 2014. Since then, it's spread rapidly to 18 states, laying its eggs on trees, stone, lumber, and even cars and trailers where it can hitch a ride to a new home. Catching the bug early is key, but finding its egg masses is no easy task. That's where your dog comes in. With a sense of smell that's tens of thousands of times more acute than a human's, dogs can be trained to sniff out spotted lanternfly egg masses without disturbing the environment. They often resemble mud spears or lesions and are tucked into bark crevices, cracks, or hidden undersides, says Mizuho Nita, a plant pathologist at Virginia Tech who co authored the results of the field study. Finding them is like searching for a needle in a haystack. Previous research has shown that professional conservation detection dogs can find them quite often, but professional dogs are expensive and there aren't enough of them to cover the growing threat. That's where Sally Dixon, the lead author of the study, who recently obtained her PhD from Virginia Tech's College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, thought that they might be able to enlist the help of citizen scientists. With proper training, dog owners can turn their pets into powerful partners for conservation. And they have pictures here of what the eggs look like, and of course, also what the bug looks like. Many dog owners participate in sporting scent games, teaching their dogs to track different scents and having sort of scavenger hunts to enrich their companions' lives. Even if the breed isn't bred specifically for following scent trails, most dogs can do it. 182 human dog teams from across the US were selected and given devitalized, that is, non hatching lanternfly egg masses, as training aids. Participants trained their dogs at home or in small groups with oversight from a designated local trainer. After several months of training, the dogs were put to the test in two environments, one indoor and one outdoor. In the controlled indoor environment, dogs had to complete an odor recognition test, identifying the box with the spotted lantern egg mass from among multiple boxes with other items and scents. Those that passed the odor recognition test advanced to a field test where they had to find the scent in an outdoor environment with competing smells. The participant dogs correctly identified the egg masses 82% of the time in the control test and 61% in the real world test. This was still better than rates of success for human only searches. Of the dogs that passed both tests, 92% were successful in finding live egg masses with minimal extra training. Wow. These teams demonstrated that citizen scientists and their dogs can play a meaningful role in protecting agriculture and the environment from invasive species. In vineyards, orchards, arable acreage of all sorts, the lanternfly is devastating crops and yields. Any resistance is better than no resistance. And if that means keeping your dog alert and ready to sniff out the invader on a walk through the park or forest, it could make the difference between your local farmer making a profit or making a loss this harvest season. Wow, dogs are brilliant. They're just amazing. Okay, well, here we are. Teens learn the lost arts of sewing and ironing at a new summer camp taught by local grandmas, staving off loneliness. I love that. I think that's beautiful. In a sunny room in Fullerton, California, something magical is happening this summer. A group of high school girls is spending 4 weeks learning some new skills, not from YouTube, but from real grandmas. Every Tuesday and Thursday in July, the Golden Connections Club, a student led group from nearby Garden Grove, gathers at Olive Community Services for a one of a kind intergenerational summer camp. The concept is simple. Seniors teach kids practical skills that once filled every household: sewing, ironing, cooking, embroidery, and more. I remember when I went to school, we had to take home ec and learned all those things. For Lena Albanelli, a rising high school sophomore and the club's founder, this isn't just a summer activity, it's a mission to bridge the gap between generations while giving her peers a chance to connect with elders in a meaningful, hands-on way. I love this. There is so much wisdom that lives in our older generation. We want to learn from them, not just about skills, but about life. The program was sparked by the community center's mission to help seniors stay active and by Lena's own experience growing up close to her grandmother. When she realized many teens had never learned how to sew on a button or iron a shirt, she saw an opportunity. What if seniors could teach them? And so she recruited some peers to join the new group. Every week involves both a craft and cooking session. One week, kids learn how to fold spring rolls. Another day, they practice stitching. There's laughter and the occasional crooked seam, but it's not about perfection. It's about connection, where generations meet in the simple joy of creating something with their hands. The camp is part of Olive Community Services' ongoing effort to reduce senior loneliness with a strong focus on those from underserved and immigrant populations, and now they're also empowering youth. By bringing the two groups together, they're not just passing down traditions, they're creating new ones. I love that. I was sad to see there was no boys in the group. However, I was very happy to see these beautiful seniors helping these teens to discover something that they hadn't had an opportunity to learn. So bravo, grandmas. You're doing good. You're doing good, as always. Whew, well, here's a harrowing tale. A courageous hero climbs to the sixth floor ledge to save children and mom trapped by flames in Paris. Wow, he's just standing on the ledge there. Oh my gosh. The video is harrowing. Smoke was billowing outside a Paris apartment window. Fire was raging inside. 2 adults and 4 children were trapped. Fusenu Cisse never hesitated once he saw them, even though the only escape route was a narrow ledge 65 feet in the air. The 39-year-old, who works as a receptionist at a secondary school, stepped out onto the ledge from an adjacent apartment, moving within an arm's length of the blazing apartment window. From there, a mother passed a tiny baby in a diaper to Mr. Cisse on the ledge, who then handed the baby to a friend inside the neighboring apartment, safely away from the fire. A similar scene repeated as Cisse helped 5 more people move across the ledge before he himself climbed to safety. A spectator recorded the whole thing. Do we have this video, Dea? Oh, maybe not. Okay, so remarkable anyway. Daring escape caught on camera. That's absolutely incredible. And you can see that and the video on the Good News Network. So if you go to goodnewsnetwork.org, you can watch that video there. All right.
In a
so
top
here's
floor flat in the 18th district of Paris, trapping a family of 6. Their neighbor, though, climbed out, as you can see, onto the ledge to rescue them one by one, a baby and a toddler at the start, then the younger children and the adults as well. The whole event, as you can see, filmed by a neighbor the other side of the courtyard as the fire raged much lower down in the building. I think it was on the 2nd floor, the fire. The rescuer, of course, now being held as a real hero. Let's hear from him.
I came via the window and hoped there'd be enough space for my feet. Someone to pass.
That is a remarkable story. And Dea, thank you so much for that video. That really helps us to see what this person did. Well, here's another hero. Dad saves a child from a mountain lion attack at Olympic National Park. A father's quick and courageous action likely saved his child's life during a rare mountain lion attack at Olympic National Park's Hurricane Ridge in Washington. Witnesses say the dad jumped in and pulled the 4-year-old away from the animal, preventing what could have been a tragic outcome. The incident happened on Saturday, July 20th, around 3:15 p.m. near the Victoria Outlook, a popular trail in the park. The child, who was walking with family, was bitten by a collared mountain lion. Hiker Steve Moreau was nearby with his own family when he heard the terrifying sounds. We heard like screaming of a small child. Moreau and his father-in-law didn't see the attack, but arrived moments later to find people rushing down the trail. Moreau described seeing a woman believed to be the child's mother carrying the injured child. The kid was crying still, wasn't screaming, but sobbing, he said. Another woman walking beside them was heard reassuring the mother, "You're doing good, you're doing good." The child's father, according to accounts shared with Moreau and Flanagan, was the one who intervened during the attack. "I don't think that kid would survive if it wasn't for his dad jumping in. I mean, he's a hero." The child was airlifted to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle and treated for injuries. The hospital confirmed the child was in satisfactory condition and has since been released. Park rangers launched an immediate search for the cougar, and a canine team joined later that afternoon. Rangers located the cougar shortly after the canine team joined the effort, but did not complete the dispatch operation until the following morning. So if you come face to face with a cougar, here's what you do. Make yourself big, make yourself aggressive, open your jacket, raise your arm, throw stones, branches without turning away. Waving raised arms slowly and speak slowly, firmly, loudly to disrupt and discourage predatory behavior. Never run past or from a cougar. This may trigger their instinct to chase. Make eye contact. Stand your ground. Never bend over or crouch down. Doing so causes humans to resemble four-legged prey animals. So get big, get mighty, and get loud. There you go. That's your that's your pep talk for walking around the forest. All right, this baby elephant wants to sit in a camping chair like the humans, and I'm pretty sure we have a video of this one. This was at a rescue camp in Thailand. One baby elephant is learning that not everything in life is built for elephants, especially camp chairs. I love it. He's trying to set it up. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. It's an absolutely adorable series of videos shared by Tusker Shelter, a second chance sanctuary for rescued elephants. A young elephant is doing his best to sit in fold up camp chairs, just like the humans around him. I love that. That is too funny. All right. A simple box, a big impact. The city's blessing box quietly helps those in need. Since 2017, a handmade wooden cabinet in the lobby of the Caldwell Police Department has quietly made a powerful impact. Known as the Blessing Box, it is a place where anyone in need can find essentials like non-perishable food, hygiene products, and baby items available around the clock. The idea began with one officer and his family, and over the years, the community has kept it growing strong. From individuals to entire schools, people regularly stop by to drop off supplies. Even elementary students do fundraising, service projects, and they come and drop off stuff all the time, says Liz Godina, victim witness coordinator at the department. It's always great to see the community, especially the young local youth, doing that. With the police department lobby open 24/7, the blessing box is always accessible, offering support and dignity to those who need it most. It'll be here forever, Liz added. Really goes to show we can all make a difference. The blessing box is more than a cabinet, it is a symbol of a community that cares. I love that so much. Community that cares. Okay, well, this guy, I don't even know what to say about this guy. But anyway, a man breaks the world record after running 465 half marathons in 1 year. Yes, he did. What began as a path to recovery has turned into a world record. Edward Molyneux, a 34-year-old personal trailer from Willenhall, has achieved the staggering feat, running 465 half marathons in just 12 months. That's more than 6,000 miles logged between April 6, 2023 and April 7, 2024. Molyneux began running seriously during the COVID-19 lockdown after a hernia sidelined him from his usual high-impact sports like boxing. It took me about 2 years after my operation to get my body back. All I could do was run. Running quickly turned from necessity to passion. With determination and grit, he surpassed his own previous record of 282 half marathons in a year. On June 1st, he was officially awarded a world record certificate from Record Breakers, presented by fellow record setter Kevin Brown in Walsall. His weekly schedule is nothing short of intense. He structures his runs into 13 half marathons every week, often completing multiple in a single day, sometimes as many as 6. Now that means 3 marathons in one day. Ouch. Some days I did not feel like doing it, but you need to do it, he said. It's one of the hardest parts of me, but I push myself. Even while battling trench foot, blisters, and exhaustion, Molyneux pressed on with a mindset rooted in belief and mental toughness. What I would do is 1 half marathon in about 2 hours, have 5 minutes rest, and then get on to the next one. You don't know how the body will react or get a second wind. It all comes from belief. Absolutely. His nutrition is as disciplined as his training. He often runs on an empty stomach, occasionally fueled only by a banana, saving heavier meals like meat and fish for the evenings. Beyond the physical accomplishments, he is driven by the desire to inspire others. I love giving inspiration to other people and that warrior feeling, he said. Even being around people doing well, I like seeing people getting better and going higher. Next up for this endurance athlete, a 24-hour ultra marathon on July 26, where he hopes to complete 100 miles. I like showing people that you can do it through everything and through anything. And boy, has he ever. Well, that's the news for this week, ending here. And I just want to say that I love being with you. And I am so grateful for each and every one of you who is here on the New Thought Media Network, who watches the New Thought Media Network, and for those who donate to the New Thought Media Network. Yes, you can do that too. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to send in a donation, you can do that at ntmedia.org. Have a beautiful, blessed weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.